What it is, man, you already know it's DBG. We got another episode of the G Talk podcast. I got my boy Mark the Dark, all the Southwest soldiers in here. I don't know if it's all y'all. Y'all have a fat group, huh?
That's about it, for real.
Yeah. This all the real Southwest soldiers.
Yeah. This is who's tapped in from.
As far as the artists.
Yeah. No, on a consistent basis, this is who you'll see around. And then you got Rylan Oz too, but he does his own shit. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, gang shit, bro. We happy to finally get y'all on here. It's been a minute.
Shit, most definitely, dog. I've been waiting to do this with y'all for a while. I seen the one y'all did with Guapo first.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the boy.
Shoot. It was cracking, man.
Hey, well, shit. I've been seeing y'all real consistent. You over here like every show you could be at. I seen you on the radio. Heard you on the radio. We was driving in the whip. Heard you on the radio type shit. Y'all been going crazy. Like, what's up with that?
Shoot, I just got good people around me, got a good team, and everybody has a good work ethic. So just burning no bridges, keeping good connections with people.
That's
so
smart.
we keep getting new opportunities and shit. But yeah, that's really what the Southwest Soldier shit is all about, just bringing people together rather than sitting and dividing.
Are y'all all from Albuquerque?
Yeah, I'm from here.
You from here?
Yeah.
What about you, gang? All y'all?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. You already know. Y'all representing real hard too. I always hear something like about the city in every track, and like y'all make it really known where y'all at for sure. So that shit gang as hell. I fuck with it. Is there any like shows or anything you have coming up so they could? I think this gonna be dropping next week. So anything you want people to be tapped into? I know Gang just dropped.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That shit hard too. That shit hard as hell.
So we got a show that might be coming up next month, but I still don't got too many details on that yet. So that would be with one of my homeboys and shit. I don't want to announce it before he does, but we'll definitely be on that. You gonna see all of us there again, still soldiered down, whole lot of camouflage, nigga.
On the gang, that's what I like to hear, bruh. Hey, so what was it like growing up in Albuquerque? How would you describe that? Like, what is it? How has it helped your music and who you are as an artist? You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it was a little different. So I was back and forth between Moriarty and Albuquerque until I got to high school. And then that's when I stayed living out here. And then I got family out in Kansas, too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I pop out there for the summer and shit. But, I mean, out here, people make it sound like it's pretty bad, but it feels normal to me. I think I just been here for too long.
Over there in Kansas, it's real good. Because my homie from over there, he be telling me, he said, hey, in St. Louis, boy, we bout it. We got all the Chicago hitters over here and shit.
Oh, yeah. No, don't, especially in Kansas City, too. You know what I'm saying? When you on that Kansas side of Kansas City, it's not too bad. But you cross over to that Missouri side and shit.
Real ignorant for sure.
You gotta be careful over there.
Hell yeah, bruh. Hey, what about y'all? Y'all, how y'all feel about growing up in Albuquerque?
Shit, Brody. I mean, niggas have a lot of love out here. Like he said, people like try to make it seem a certain kind of way. But like for me, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know where you at, obviously. But like, showing respect is the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like even the old heads out here, you don't hold the door for a nigga. People would be like, "Fuck you, then, bro." You know what I'm saying? But it's just about respect, though. You know what I'm saying? So
It goes a long way.
It goes a long way, and like to put that into perspective for like the music shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I made sure to imbue like that vibe into my shit. Just as far as like representing us in the most respectful, in the most gentlemanly way we could. So yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, Albuquerque is it's everything to me, and I think it still has a long way to go. It's just as far as like people understanding it, even the people that live here, the people that are from here. You know what I'm saying? Like the outside world don't know, but we don't even really know what we are quite yet. So
I feel like there's so much potential that we haven't really reached yet here in Albuquerque. Even I be hearing y'all shit. Like I be listening to gang songs in the car on the way to work and shit. Even in the shop be bumping that shit, and I'm like, if we was anywhere else, y'all would be like stupid up already, bruh. Cause I'm like that shit. Like I be hearing a lot of these other rappers, not even trying to hate on no other cities, but they be like Cali rappers, for example. They all sound the same. It ain't really nothing different. But everybody's supporting everybody. You got people, Bloods, Crips supporting each other. People that ain't even really supposed to fuck with each other for real supporting because they know there's money behind it. And I feel like there's definitely a lot of love here in the city. It's just, I feel like there ain't enough like real fans. In my personal opinion, I feel like everybody on that tip where they hear someone rapping and they're like, oh, I want to rap too. I want to do this. So like, there ain't nobody here like really supporting for real. Like when it comes to like genuinely being a fan and like, hey, I'm listening to your shit. Like when I go to Vegas and I'm not throwing on Lil Baby or nothing, I'm throwing on Mark the Dark, I'm throwing on gang shit, like, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm on. I'm trying to get it where we have a spotlight for the city for sure, where it's like, you see me anywhere, I'm bumping gang. Like you hearing all the homies music for real.
Right.
And it ain't trash though. That's one thing I was telling him. We like to support like people we really fucking with. Like I really will bump your shit, and I do it just to be like, hey bro, I bump your shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's because it's good. It's like something like, if I didn't know gang, I would bump this for real. So
That's love, man. That's
Oh,
love.
Mark the Dark won the Southwest 16. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. I've known Teal for a minute now. That was back when I was like 18 or 19 years old or something.
shit.
I still had braids and shit. I was still rocking cornrows back then. But nah, that was a cool experience, and that taught me a lot of things that I didn't realize I was gonna need until now. Cause really, what it comes down to, I mean, that was a competition, so it was fun and everything. But at first, it was supposed to just be about the music. You know what I'm saying? Just about who got the best bars and shit.
I don't even
and
think I know what that was. Like what?
It was like on Facebook and shit, and then but towards the end of it, people started to make it more battle oriented and shit, and so that just seeing that early. Now I'm not surprised now, because people, it's not that people don't rock with you, it's just that they rock with they people way harder. So they feel like they're doing their people a service by not banging your shit. You know what I mean? So that's the whole idea of just trying to bring people together.
I noticed that, bro. I'm the worst person when it comes to that, because I be over there bumping people's shit at parties, and they like, bro, we hate that nigga. And I'm like, well, y'all need to stop hating. You don't have no reason. I'm like, if I call Gang on the phone right now and you're gonna tell him you hate him,
Yeah,
what's the point? What's the point of all that animosity? You feel me? It don't make sense. I feel like, for real, I felt it when you said in the track, like, we from the land of enchantment, but this shit ain't enchanted for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, nigga, for real. I seen that shit from my heart, for real. Cause I'm like, everybody here is smiling in your face and behind your back be like, fuck that fool.
I know you ain't lying too. I heard you playing that shit when you pulled up.
Yeah,
So
nah,
I was
that
like, oh shit, nigga.
nah, that shit hard for real. Hey, bro, like even Big 32, that shit really, like, that's one of those tracks, bro. I bump that shit like every morning when I'm setting up the dispensary and shit, getting shit set it up, and I'm like, bro, I could feel that shit 100%. Like that's a real ass track, bro. Like you feel the like emotion in that shit.
Yeah.
You spin some real shit. It ain't just something that like I'ma hear and forget. You know what I mean? Like that's a song I play that motherfucker like 3 times in a row, and I'm like, wait. And I'm hearing different shit every time. I'm like, bruh, spitting for real.
That's one of them songs, because I've spoke about that whole situation. For anybody that don't know, 32, that's my way of saying my mother's name. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick way, more of a positive way. Sometimes saying her name itself can make people sad and stuff. You know, they'll think of certain things, but when we brand it as like Big 32, it's a way for people to always know, like, it's always 32. It's 32 forever. But back, like, I've done only one other interview where I really spoke on that too much, and since then, now we got Big 32 out. So that vocal sample at the end of that song, like, that was from the Southwest 16 that we was just talking about.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that
I
was
wondering what that was for.
That was right before I went to the final round. I was going against I think his name was King Rah. I don't know if he still goes by that.
King Rah the Ruler.
Yeah, Rah the Ruler. Even they knew him before I did. That's what's crazy. They was already tapped in with him and shit. Cause like I said, these two, they're our main producers and shit. Like, both of us make beats. Riley makes beats. Everybody makes beats. But usually, when it comes to doing full projects with producers, these are the two that we work with.
And I gotta give Gang his praise for sure, cause all your beats are fucking so fire, bro. Like really, I didn't even realize too. Like there's a couple songs, I think it's like Catch Flight or something. Yeah, Catch My Flight, bro. That song, I didn't even know that you made that beat until like y'all dropped like the joint and it said Rari and Mark the Dark.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn, you made that shit, bro. That beat slap. I'm telling you, like every time I show the homies that shit, like anytime someone pull up and they got some like a system in their car, that's the first song I'm putting on. I'm telling you, bro, that shit, once it hit, they say, what's this song? Put this shit on my phone real quick. Hey, so even about all the music and shit, like beats, y'all verses and shit, what's the creative process behind that? Like how did even like that song come about?
So that was when we were first starting Mile High Club. That was one of the first songs that we had made. And at that time, because I like to write, I'm more of a writer than anything. But at that time, I was starting to experiment with punching songs in and shit. So like for that one, the process was literally just pulling the beat up at the studio, and hey, I'm about to go in here. We just gonna punch a few bars at a time. That's why on the intro you hear me saying like I went to look at my notes. I ain't got shit written down.
Yeah.
So there's no dubs on songs like that whenever I'm punching, because I can't go and just read the lyrics and do no highlights or nothing like that. But other times it'll be completely different. When we all know when there's certain beats, we'll sit there and really come up with an idea and what we're trying to say on there, and kind of just work together to create a whole picture for people to see through the song, to be able to visualize exactly what we're talking about. Some of the shit's effortless, like Catch My Flight, we were just having fun. We didn't know that was gonna be like that. But other songs are definitely a lot more introspective, especially a lot of the shit that's on his newest project. Like you gotta sit and listen. And there's a lot of stories that he's telling in there, and it's like if you know the people around him, you know exactly what he's talking about, who he's talking about. So.
Influence, bro, I be bumping that shit hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit really like touch roots with that one. Like even just like with the moccasins verse, bro. Like all that shit, like you gifted for real. I'm gonna give you that, cause that shit you spitting for real. Like, and I ain't really heard that from the city, and that's wholeheartedly even as a rapper. You know what I mean? I haven't heard no one flowing like that. Like we're actually like. Is painting a picture, like how you said, bro. It's like you get exactly everything you saying. I could picture it, bro. I'm like, had a time where I was thinking the same shit or on the same shit, and it's really just like relatable fucking music. You know what I mean? It's good music too. It's like nowadays, like I said, everything's so saturated. I feel like that like gangster vibe, that wanting to like really just portray like real like death shit. Like you know what I mean? Like death. If you want to be real, like all that drug shit. And it's like sometimes I be bumping music and I'm like, I can't relate to this shit because I don't pop perks every day. Like I'm not trying to slide on a nigga every day.
Exactly.
Like I hear shit like that, bruh, and I'm like, I could vibe to this shit. Like I could put this shit on when my mom's in the car and shit and be like, what the fuck are we listening to? She be like, this shit fire. I like this beat. This shit hard.
Yeah, it's
me?
like it's 50-50. It's a love-hate relationship with songs like that. Cause
Yeah.
in one sense, I kind of feel like when you talking about that negative shit all the time, that's what you attracting to yourself too.
100%.
But it's also part of everybody's history and part of everybody's upbringing. So it's still necessary to cover that and to talk about that and show that side of you. But you know, you don't have to stick to just one side. If you're not still doing the same shit that you was doing when you was fucking 15, 16 years old, why you still talking about it? Like I'm much more older now, I'm more mature, and so the things I talk about in my music, don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna pop out and say shit like that here and there, but I would much rather rap my age, you know what I'm saying?
Oh God, bro, I get what you're saying. I've said that too when I've had that conversation with people, and they're like, why you say this or say that? It's really just comes to upbringing too, and I get that. And it's like to a certain point where some people, it's like you at a certain point gotta evolve and like mindset, you know what I mean? Because it's like your mindset is gonna confine you to a certain like space. Like even Youngboy, for example, he's still over here going in and out of that shit, and it's like, bruh, you've been one of the biggest artists in the world for how long, and you're gonna keep doing the same lame shit? Like it's eventually you gotta like elevate your mindset, you know what I mean?
You'll start to notice. I mean, if you sit here, you talk about the same thing, you're doing the same things, you've already seen the result that you're gonna get from that. So at that point, you starting to become stagnant. And so I try to stay all the way away from that.
I like how you said too, like you put that out so much, that's what you like get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like after a while,
people want to come to challenge. Like you can only talk about doing some shit to a nigga before somebody wants to come and see if you really gonna do that.
Yeah.
And so
that's
most people, that's where they get themselves caught up.
That's what I was saying. Even over there at like the Amsterdam Cafe, we was over there about to perform, and some homies went on like way later in the night. And the homies was over there and they like, oh, they talking about sliding in they songs. I wonder if they even about that. So I'm like, older homies that came up, and I'm like, damn, these niggas really just trying to test Buddy's card for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? That's why I told I leaned to my homie, I was like, that's why I told you in my music, I'm not trying to portray like that shit so much, because you gonna get tested, especially in big cities when you start going on tour. There's gonna be homie in the crowd like mad at the world anyways, and he like, what? This nigga said what?
Girl like the song a little too much and shit.
A little too much.
That's all it takes.
Hey, speaking of age, I've been meaning to ask this. How long have y'all been rocking with each other? Like, how long y'all known each other?
I met Jem when I was, it was weird. His older sister and my older sister, they used to know each other. They went to high school together. They hooped together. So we didn't know each other like that. And then when I moved out here, we went to the same high school. And so I met him through basketball, and immediately he was one of the first people that was interested in like the music shit. You know what I mean? He was one of the people that encouraged me, like, shit, why don't you show us like what's going on? And then that relationship just developed. It went from just talking about it, showing like little written verses. Niggas would come to school and have like a verse that they wrote last night or something, to just freestyling in the locker room, to now we do real sessions together, and we're making real projects, doing shows for major artists and shit. Like, it really just started from a genuine place. It was kind of just us expressing the love that we have for this hip hop shit, you know?
You ever be looking at it now and you're like, damn, we the same kids from back then. We just doing this shit for real now.
Yeah. It's been like 9 years, bro.
9 years?
It's been like 9 years that we've known each other, bro. Yeah, like, and obviously, like he said, like, we've known and seen each other, known who each other were, probably for longer than that. But yeah, we've been locked in like this for damn near 10 years, so it's a trip.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a trip. That's crazy to think about. And man, I wasn't even making music before then. So, like, this nigga was making music, and I'd write verses here and there, and it was like some cool shit. But I remember, like, when around the time he started making Mile High Club, or when he made like Catch My Flight, around that time, I was going to the studio with him just to pull up, just to be there, just to be like an ear, just on some homie shit. You know what I'm saying? And that shit inspired me to the point where he had a beat pulled up, he recorded on it, and he didn't have a verse for it, and I was like, fuck it, let me write a verse. So that was probably like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah, that was early 2022, probably like in January.
Yeah.
And that was Winnebago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a song we still got in the vault.
No,
for
not
real.
even. That was fucking Pyramid Head, bro.
Oh yeah, no,
Pyramid
Pyramid
Head.
Head was some other shit. That one was crazy, and the fact that was his first time recording over like a beat and shit at the studio and everything, that told me everything I needed to know about this dude right here. Like, there's not very many people I know. Actually, there's not anybody I know that has got to the level of talent that he's reached in such a short amount of time. He sounds like he's been doing this shit for well over a decade. But yeah, no, but now
I definitely would agree.
Yeah, everything's coming together now. I think we're all really starting to develop as artists. We know what type of artists we're trying to be. And, you know, we got our vision, we got our brand, we got things set. We really bought into this.
How did that come about too? How did S.W.S Soldiers come about? Who created that name? How'd y'all come up with all that?
So it was just, I was hanging around one of my homeboys, Mitch. Shout out Mitch.
Hey, shout out gang.
But I was just going to this was right after I had lost my mom. So I was with this dude every single day. I was into sports betting and shit. So we go to the casino and then go to the studio. That's when he was at Skybox. And I just met a lot of artists that was coming in and out, because we sitting there watching the games while he's recording sessions and shit. So over the time of us meeting so many people, and then all of us starting to really hang out together on a regular basis and really starting to build a small family of our own, it was just like, we should go by something that tells people we're a collective and that we ride for one another, but not that we're a rap group. I've been a part of a rap group before, and that's not really my lane. That's not something I'm interested in doing. But it's just really, it's just a family for real. And then we're from the Southwest, and I think a lot of people from out here, no shade towards anybody, but a lot of people feel as if they gotta leave and they'll represent another city harder than they represent their own. And so we wanted to have something that was really gonna represent the Southwest and Albuquerque and the culture of where we're from. And then shit, the Soldiers just came from, my dad's a veteran and shit, so Southwest Soldiers just had a nice ring to it. And then before you know it, now we got lingo and shit, like dress a certain way.
Yeah.
Like it really just grew from there. It was just something we just said one day, and then we just kept saying
It became a lifestyle for real. Like,
manifested.
that's what it is now.
Yeah.
What's
That's-
crazy too, bro. My fault to cut you off. What's crazy about that shit too is, like, I was just telling Fari and Rue, like, growing up, like, my pops has always called me a soldier. He just, like, I'd be at like football games and shit. He tap my pads, smack my helmet, and be like, "Come on, soldier, you good, soldier, you got it." He's like, "You a young soldier," you know what I'm saying? He's always told me that. So yeah, for real. Like, to buy into this was natural, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's really just us. You know what I mean? It's like he said, it's a family thing. So yeah, bro, this shit came natural as fuck. That shit, it shows, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the brand. So
Yeah, like it's pretty much our own family. Like just last night, but for those that don't know, we over here at the crib right now. This is like the headquarters, the compound, whatever you want to call it. But this is where we all just link up, and it's really on some family shit. Like we had a bunch of people here last night, but everybody has been around for the same time that I've been around him and shit, and we've like stayed together over the years, and so we just got our own little shit over here. Like it's definitely not little, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we link up, it's just natural chemistry. Like we all understand each other very well, and so I know I can go to these niggas for anything. They know that they can come to me for anything, and that's what it's really all about.
Y'all can see how y'all carry yourself. It ain't like you said, it ain't no rap group shit. It's a family. You can tell by how y'all walk. Y'all like brothers for real. Like y'all pull up and it's like, hey, them motherfuckers brothers. You feel me? That's S.W.S soldier. And I like how like y'all always say, and it's still like, you know what I mean? So it's like you gotta let them know what it is, because y'all been rocking for so long doing this shit.
We say still before we get off the phone instead of saying love and shit. We say still now. That's like I said, you know, just creating our own lingo and shit. Really giving people a reason to be interested in what we're doing.
right, and that shit, the still shit came from a natural place as well, because like niggas went through a lot, and there was a lot of reasons for us to not continue to do what we were doing. But like just the brotherhood of it continued because like through all the bullshit, you know. So that's why we say still. It's because like through all the shit, through all like the hurt and the pain, it's still S.W.S soldiers, and it's gonna be that.
Yeah, that's facts. Y'all been going crazy though, for real. Like I fuck with the direction that everything's going. I'm really interested to see what y'all could do for the city, because I feel like it's only a matter of time before y'all, the motherfuckers over here selling out It's Let an amphitheater and shit, and the city really dumping all they love into you. So it's just like I know only time will tell, you know what I mean? But is there anything that really like, because dark is beautiful, that shit fire, you know what I mean? Ugly is beautiful, ugly is beautiful. Sorry about that.
Oh, you good. I
I got lit as hell.
And I got
Yeah.
beautiful, so,
Hey, nah, but ugly is beautiful. Like the main message on that, I feel like that shit's so real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, ain't no love in the city for real. Is there anything like, say, just being that y'all are putting on so much that y'all would want to see a little more here?
I mean, shoot, can you repeat that? Sorry, I looked at him. Just that last part.
Oh yeah, no. Is there anything here in the city that y'all would want to see a little more? Say, as far as like maybe support, just like anything.
Just more unity, really. More unity, and then more respect for other people's lanes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, not everybody can do what we do, and we can't do what other people do. And so it's not really about sitting here trying to compete with each other. It's just appreciating that we actually are building a music scene out here in Albuquerque, which it's always been around, but it's only known to us. When you think of like the West Coast, or you think of Atlanta or New York or even Florida, Louisiana, all these other places have their own like rap scene established.
Yeah.
And even if they don't mess with each other, everybody got on the same page and was like, okay, we're gonna represent for us. So I would like to see more unity and more originality. I want to see less people trying to sound like they're from Atlanta or like they're from LA and stuff. It would be dope if people could just make the type of music that they actually feel.
Yeah, that's facts. I definitely agree on that. What about y'all?
I mean, yeah, like he said, just the unity of it. I mean, because yeah, niggas don't respect each other's lanes, and I think that trying to destroy what somebody else has going on obviously just shows your own inner weakness. You feel me? So, I mean, we have our own shit established. Like Burke is Burke, you know what I'm saying? We have our own lingo. Nobody else, like, bro, I lived out of state. I went to college out of state and shit, and I met people from all over the country, and they'd be like, nigga, like, what'd you just say? Like, why you say full? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, how you say it. And maybe other people say it that like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like, we have our own shit established, and I think people want to look outside of like Albuquerque to, you know, like, I don't know, find inspiration or just maybe to look lit or to look cool or whatever. Yeah, the influence, you know what I'm saying? But like, even then, like that song, you feel me? Like, I'm speaking on what the fuck I came from, and I have pride for it, you know? Like, you know how people be talking about like, fuck this, like, I want to leave, and I want to leave for different reasons, because there's not a lot of money out here, bro. We're one of the poorest states. But even when I do go, because I did live out of state, when I do go out, it's always going to be representing this shit in the most, like, loving way, you feel me? Because because I love my city. So I wish more niggas could feel that way about it, for sure.
Rari.
Fari, yeah. We haven't heard too much from Gang either.
Man,
Talk your shit a little bit.
Shit, really just more originality, bro. Like, just bringing like 2 and 2 together, you know. Bringing more, just more love and more peace. There's a lot of hate out here, a lot of haters. But shit, that's.
Hey, I gotta say too, put the guns down, bro. Too many people, too many homies been dying recently from gun violence. It ain't worth it, bro. Put your pride to the side a little bit. You feel me? It really ain't worth it.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, just start running the phase, man. We gonna have to start up some shit. We gonna call it S.W.S sparring, nigga. If you wanna come get some head.
Hey, street beef type shit. You feel me? Like, hey, instead of y'all shooting each other, meet up and box it out. You know what I mean? Like,
I ain't doing that shit here though, cause I know somebody's bound to be like, oh, I
Yeah.
lost, and they gonna go straight to their car.
straight to the whip. You finna have to make sure that shit real secure for sure.
Yeah, that's why we do whenever we link up. We do all the same shit you would do if you going downtown, if you going to a party. We've just been around long enough. We was in high school in the era when parties really started just getting shot up. You
Yeah.
knew at some point.
I remember shit.
You go to a party, it's fun for about hour and a half.
An hour and a hey, that's real.
Maximum.
Like, that's perfect timing, bro. Either it's gonna get shut down because people are acting a fool, and
Somebody go get the busing, bro,
Yeah.
every single time. And they just be shooting in the air and shit. It's just like, man,
always shooting in the air.
just doing dumb shit. It's like just to say, hey, I got a gun, and it
I'm
works.
telling you, these youngins nowadays though, they shooting the hit. They shooting the hit for real. Nowadays it's pretty crazy. We got these youngins running around with switches and shit. But even like talking about that, we need more inspiration, more like people like y'all, like setting more of a positive outlook for the youngins over here. You know what I mean? And even speaking on that, is there anybody like y'all took inspiration to, like say, rapper wise, like flow wise, like people y'all were like mean a lot to you, like their music, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, out here.
Just in general, like say like
Oh,
main,
yeah.
like anybody, like say even like I see Biggie right there, like Biggie for example, like you know what I mean. And as far as music,
Yeah, I mean, one of the first people that I heard rap in such a different way was Andre 3000. I've always been really big on Outkast, but Andre in particular though. DMX, I always loved the rawness of his music. You could
R.I.P.
tell that, like, he was really battling shit while he was sitting there making those songs, and how he was able to translate that into his music and still do it effectively, but also make it easy to listen to and to digest at the same time too. Other than that, like, obviously, like niggas like Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, even Eminem, he gets a lot of flack nowadays and shit because, you know, maybe people didn't think his discography aged as well, but I remember hearing him rapping. That was the first time I'd ever heard anybody even use words like that and still be able to sound so clear. Like, I'm talking about, like, before he started rapping fast and shit, like Marshall Mathers LP and shit. Like, that was
for
that
sure.
was big on me for sure. And then I know for sure him and his siblings and everything, they were heavy on TDE. And I knew about Kendrick once he dropped Good Kid, Mad City, but he's the one that can really tell you, like, he knows the shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, I definitely agree, bro. You're bringing up some real legends. A lot of MCs, like even for Eminem, for example, I feel like that's one like a lot of people don't really give him his credit as an MC.
Yeah.
It's like he still did his thing and overcame a lot too, as far as like say lifestyle. You know what I mean? And just to like come up from that and start going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like the way you said it, how he said stuff and how he makes it sound like where it's you're bumping to it and it's like some out of pocket shit sometimes. Like even some of his shit is crazy, but like you like still bobbing to it and then you like really listen, you like, damn, he's saying some crazy shit low key, but it sound fire.
Yeah.
And Andre 3000, dummy lit, one of the best. Like bro, even now I seen he try to like do music and it's so different. Like, you know what I mean? He doing what makes him happy and that's
Exactly.
real music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he got a lot of flack for that too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like-
motherfucking flute.
I mean, like, I feel like he could relate a big thing because we grew up listening to Outkast, like me too, in my household as well. But like, what Outkast did was they weren't afraid to make the music that he, like he said, that they felt. You know, so there were times when they would got into like a rock lane. There were times when they got into like some weird, like just experimental ass shit.
Yeah.
But it was always very much them. You know what I'm saying? Like
On some jazz shit.
jazz shit. You feel me? So like that's honestly, as far as like influence and as far as like taking away from shit like that, like I look at a nigga like Andre, like he don't give a fuck. Like he don't care about perception.
In the best way too.
In the best way, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I want my interests to be as clear as possible when it comes to like my sound and shit. And I don't want to compromise just for like mostly the bitches, bro. Like what did Rylan say the other day on the verse? You know what I'm saying? Niggas make verses and make music for the bitches, bro. You should focus on marketing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, that nigga got something wrong with him, bro. But to kind of lead off what he said, like with the whole Outkast thing too, I think part of the influence to start S.W.S. Soldiers, you look at Outkast and what they did with Goody Mob, you know what I'm saying, when they was in the dungeon, like they branded that.
Legendary shit.
And that was at a time when it was just East Coast and West Coast. So they come out of the South and people are like, oh wow, these dudes winning and whatnot. But you gotta remember, as experimental as they was, they're also still from Atlanta. So anybody from Albuquerque that feels like they gotta be boxed into a certain sound, just because it's a little bit gritty out here, doesn't mean you have to rap like that all the time.
Facts.
There's definitely a lot of examples of people trying other things and it's still working out for them. It's just about you actually being true to yourself.
Very true, very true. I appreciate y'all though. It was hella lit. I want to give a real quick shout out though to our sponsor for the video, if that's cool. Shout out to House of Strains for sponsoring the smoke. Make sure y'all come subscribe to the channel to enter yourself to win the stash box. We got a bunch of shit in there. We got a lot of stuff. You feel me? So make sure you subscribe and you're gonna see what's in there if you win it. But shout out House of Strains. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shout out S.W.S. Soldier. You already know soldiers. You know what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And go bang that new Unconditional. That's the best project out right now. My homie Isaiah just dropped a project with J Trav, executively produced by him. Go bang that as well. There's a lot of people out here doing a lot of good shit. And even Baby Mama Music with my boy Rylan, Knowledge, and Diggy Danja. And then the project before that from Rylan. Everybody's just been doing their thing this year. And I think this is the most productive year that we've had as a collective so far.
Yeah, it's starting to go crazy. I've seen it. Y'all dropping all over, all the homies. You everywhere. I even seen you on Isaiah's, even that new tape that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
You have some shit on there. That shit's fire as hell. Some inspirational shit. Y'all been doing it for a long time too, so it's good to see like the real ones in the city starting to pop out and take over. You know what I mean? And all these shows, make sure y'all see it. Y'all see Mark. Y'all see any of the gang anywhere, make sure y'all show love. If they're about to perform, just know you about to get blessed with the fire performance for real, because they about to kill it.
Yeah, no shit. I'm telling y'all, keep coming to these shows. I'm getting ready to jump in the crowd. I say it every time, but I'm gonna do it one of these days, bro.
You need to get the
I
lit.
haven't seen no local artists do that shit here, so.
Nah, you could do it, gang. You get the crowd lit. Y'all energy, your stage presence is fire, by the way. I have to mention that. Y'all come out and you have a vibe to you for real. All your songs go together. Hella good, like your set list. I fuck with it for sure. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. Appreciate you. Anybody you guys want to shout out or anything you want to say?
Sure, be on the lookout for. I'm gonna announce the name for some of these projects I'm working on soon. Be on the lookout for Fari and Friends. He's about to drop his first project as a producer. He's got a lot of dope people on there. A lot of dope.
Hard name, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, just be on the lookout, and then also stay on the lookout for my homie 3K too. He definitely has a lot of shit that he's waiting for y'all to hear as well. But,
Yeah, music-wise?
Yeah, when one of us drops, just know we all gonna be pushing it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, I noticed that too. Y'all show a lot of love. Y'all make sure you supporting, even if it's people that really ain't in y'all group.
Yeah.
You still supporting the city, and that shit's love. Y'all at every event you could be showing love, performing. You know what I mean? So it's much appreciated. Y'all keep doing that shit for real, and you already know what it is, gang. Still.
Still.